I'll be doing a few characters from books that I've read before. I am not like the most, I haven't read so many books compared to what people think of me, so yeah, basically what I'm just going to be trying are just a bunch of characters, well, female characters that I absolutely loved. That's it. So I do hope you enjoy. Hello, voiceover Renee here again, and welcome back to another video. Alright, so starting off strong with Annabeth Chase, daughter of Athena from Percy Jackson and the Olympian series, including the Heroes of Olympus, Trials of Apollo, and etc. Well, there are way too many crossovers in this universe already, but you get the gist, right? But yeah, she's always been one of my favorites ever because she's such a strong woman, which you might notice in the following characters. But I'll be honest, it's been 12 years since I've read Percy Jackson, and I'm planning to reread them this year and see how my perspective on it will be, whether it'll change or not. But yeah, she has a soft spot in my heart. She's smart as heck, wise girl. She even has Daedalus's laptop, so like, the girlie is an architecture student, which is pretty cool. And not gonna lie, she's pretty much living my dream of being an architect. However, the reason why I didn't take archi is because I'm really bad at math. But anyway, the girl has been through so much ever since she was little, and almost every single year she had to endure a new quest of some sort, and then even went through the depths of Tartarus. Hello, alongside Percy, of course, but still. But what I love about her is that she's almost always headstrong, though if I remember correctly, she had trouble expressing her emotions, which I get, considering she came from an emotionally absent father and mother, but I can't blame her for that. Yeah, also, one of the reasons why I still draw book Annabeth is because like I grew up with seeing this Annabeth in fan art by many fan artists, especially Viria and Birchbug, who had the biggest influence in my art style, and I swear they're one of the pillars of the fandom at the time too. Next one here is Katniss Everdeen from the Hunger Games trilogy. This was the very first novel I've read when I was 11 years old. I know, too young to digest it all. I was in there for the gore aspect of it and the love triangle at that age, but I was not there to comprehend the political aspect of it. In retrospect, it's wild that I was reading it at that age, because it was literally almost the same age as Prim when she got raped and when Rue was inside the arena. I also have to reread this again because I feel like 24-year-old Renee would have a different perspective on it this time. I'm still reading The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and yes, I watched the movie first before finishing the book. So I didn't have like a full grasp on how well the adaptation was, but based on the first third of the book, it was pretty okay. I've heard other things as well, but I'll have my final thoughts after I finish it and rewatch the movie. But going back, Katniss's character was just so broken, yet she still strived to keep herself alive for Prim and Peeta. There's just so much that went on Katniss's mind. Like, she really suffered through so much loss, PTSD, and even hearing loss, and maybe more that I don't remember anymore. I swear I need to reread this series, and I have to be honest, I didn't even finish Mockingjay because it was too emotionally jarring for me, emotionally harrowing at age 15. But have I rewatched the movie series? More than I could count in the last 10 years, yes. The next character here is June Iparis, or Iparis, I don't know how to like completely pronounce her name, but anyway, she's from the Legend trilogy, and she's one of the smartest characters I've ever read. Like, she's also a complete badass, and one thing I could never forget about her is that she can calculate physics on the top of her head just by looking at something. Like, if I remember correctly, She immediately calculated the type of bullet was shot and where it would land. And I could remember I was just being so amazed at the fact that she can do that. Like, the girl can calculate projectile motion. Damn. But yeah, I mean, she's a prodigy, so I get that. But anyway, the Legend trilogy was truly a fast-paced series, and I just enjoyed it actually. But the thing is, I don't really remember much on what happened, especially in the second book, and I did not even finish. No, not really finish. I didn't even read the final book. But yeah, I don't know. I just noticed about this about myself. I don't really finish the final books in almost every series that I've read. I know, like Mockingjay and the Blood of Olympus, like the Heroes of Olympus final book. All I remember was the books were action-packed and it was just a fun time reading them, just bouncing off of POVs from June and Day. But I guess like something that I would also have to add, like, I don't know, I feel like one of the reasons why I stopped reading the final books, because I don't want it to end in a way. I don't know, like I have this weird fear of like maybe I won't like the ending. I don't know, but I really I have to change that, honestly. But yeah, the next character here we have is Ginny Weasley from the Harry Potter series. Listen, I've only read the first 2 books and did not continue. I don't know why, I just didn't. However, I'm planning to read the series starting from book 1 again, but this time I will complete the entire 7 books. However, I don't want to support the author, so I'll have to find a way to read it. But anyway, moving on, I've been told by my friends and cousins and even booktubers, well, not directly telling me, but like based from what they've said, is that book Ginny was way better than movie Ginny, because she wasn't written well in the screenplay. So from all the canon I've read about her, she really is a fun character, and I just wish that they actually gave her justice. And same goes for Luna Lovegood as well. But yeah, one of the reasons why I added her here is because I really like to draw her. I know it's shallow, but it do be like that sometimes, you know. I still want to learn more about her character though, because I'm so intrigued by how different book and movie Ginny was. So yeah, I feel like she's such a fun character to read soon, so I'm excited for that. And yeah, next character here is from the Monsters of Verity duology. This is your girl, Kate Harker, and this was one of the books I liked, but I couldn't really remember much about, just like Prodigy. But I remember her wanting to be ruthless, to be a ruthless monster hunter, if I remember correctly again. Oh, and she committed arson, so that was fun. I also remember her running away from monsters with the male lead of this book, so you can really tell I could not remember much from this book. I even forgot the male lead. But anyway, however, I remember how it made me feel with it was just full-on thrill and anxiety because of how suspenseful some chapters were. But yeah, I'll have to reread this again soon. Maybe not now, but I will. Also, surprise, surprise! I haven't read the second book either because I wasn't able to buy it, so I just put it off. And the last time I read this was in 2018. It's ridiculous, I know. And last but definitely not the least, this is Piper McLean. McLean? I don't know. Duh, I need to know how to pronounce these names. Yeah, this is daughter of Aphrodite from the Heroes of Olympus series. The main reason why I added her here because I just love how her character looks like. She's an indigenous Cherokee, if I'm not mistaken, and she cuts her hair by herself. So yeah, it's basically choppy. Considering she's an Aphrodite kid, I get why she's trying to make her appearance low-key. Like, listen, her charm speak is cool, and her incumbent is also pretty cool, but frankly, I still need to reread her POVs too, because I remember just reading her and Jason's parts pretty fast because I wanted to find Percy and Annabeth's POVs right away, but that was like 10 years ago. I know, dumb move for me, but in hindsight, she was a pretty good character. I feel like I'd like her more this time once I'll reread the series. But yeah, bottom line, I need to reread the books where these wonderful women came from. These girls had been with me in my teenage years, and I want to read about them again in my early adulthood. I might have a different reading experience this time, but I will let that be. But yeah, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for listening to me yap about these book girlies. And yes, I didn't go in depth because I feel like I'd be giving up misinformation. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed. Do you have any book recommendations for me to read? Because I want to get back to reading, honestly. So put them down in the comment section if you have any. And yeah, also watch out for a double upload this week and next week, just to make up for the last 2 weeks I didn't post. Life kind of happened and so much was just heavy. But yeah, mentally and physically, but it's fine. I promise you, you'll be seeing more soon. And yeah, thanks again mga higala. See you again on Saturday. Bye bye.